We have the 1962 Chevrolet Impala station wagon. As of right now, I'm kind of liking what I see. Obviously it's going to need some work, or it can be taken as is. But what I'm liking is it almost seems pretty unmolested for the most part. From looking at the hood lines, they look pretty straight. I mean, they're less than perfect, but nothing to be a concern of. If anything, I just see just a small dent here in this area here. And we're going to start to get some paint meter readings. I've already did the preliminary check, and it looks pretty good. Anytime we get that 19.7 is an indication that there is some body filler use. The extent of it, we don't know without actually shaving down the paint. But this looks good. Center was possibly worked. Looking at the bright work, it looks pretty straightforward. I don't see any major dents. It looks pretty good. Chrome is okay, but some peeling here and pitting. All right. Okay, maybe this is, no, that's all right. Again, so let's just say the bumper needs to be redone if you want to have the bright work done properly. But again, the bright work, maybe just a little blemish there. Okay, all right, looking good, nice and solid. Fender chip, then we can see where the paint has just been fried right there. Okay, moving on. Well, let's get the other readings. 14, 13, and again, just the center. Looking at the cowl, 10. Oh, that doesn't count. Okay, moving on. Okay, we see some cracking in the paint finish. 5.5, good. 16, good. 4, good. So fender's pretty straightforward. Let's check this little area right here. 19, okay, maybe just a little bit of bundle work there. I looked at the tires, manufactured in 2012. Typically, car manufacturers recommend that the tires get replaced after 10 years, regardless of what the tread looks like. Okay, we'll see some more peeling here. Again, the lines look pretty straight. We've got some cracking here, cracking there. The windshield looks good. Didn't see any obvious signs of any cracks or chips. Just the rubber seal around is dry and deteriorated. Okay, let's get some more readings. 4, 10, 8.5, so that's pretty good. Nice and sturdy here. Looking at the wing window, you can see where the glass is delaminating here. All right, so be mindful of that. Glass looks pretty good. Just some minor little scratches there, but nothing obvious. Lines look pretty good. 20, 10, 13, good. So the bird looks like it's pretty, okay. Maybe a little filler here in this area right here. The rest of it looks pretty good. Bright work looks pretty good. Let's see, 6.5, 7, good. 6, pretty straightforward there. 17.5, 4.5, 13. Got a good shot of the tires. Same with the getting a little old. Hubcaps look pretty good. Don't see any obvious dents, but also have pictures of this as well to support everything. Okay, following up with the hood here, 9.5, 8, 7, 6, 8, 6.5, 10.5. Good. So the hood's the roof is looking pretty straight. Obviously, nobody's jumped on it and created any damage that we can't pick up on because of the paint finish. Looking at the back, again, the chrome will need the attention. I got some nice close-up of the lenses so we can verify the date on that. Some cracking here in the back. I think I got some high readings here in the center. So maybe at one point it might have gotten hit here in the back. Maybe this area here. But other than that, it looks pretty straightforward. Back window looks pretty good. Don't see the obvious signs of scratches or anything. Okay. Going back here again. Pretty straightforward. Looking good. Lines looking good. Let me get you those readings again. 4.5, 4, 5.5, 7.5, 5, 13, 6.5. Let's try that again. Okay, maybe a little body filler here in this area here. Looking at the door, you can see some paint blistering here in this area. Let's see if we can get anything. 13.5, 8.5, 10, 4. The paint feels pretty good here on this side. 6, 5. Speaking of paint blistering, I pointed it out on the right side, but there's also just a little bit here on the left front door. right there, and right rear door, just a minor bit. And you can see just a little bit here, right here at the door cam. I've had the engine running for a couple of minutes now. I'm going to go ahead and check some of the fluids. Actually, I've done that already, and let's hope that this is still okay to check. One of the things I like to check, just to make sure that there's no cross-contamination in the coolant. It's nice and green. I can see it circulating, and it is it's starting to get hot now. So that's a good sign. Also, I didn't see any bubbling. That's another indication of like a blown head gasket or some sort of internal engine failure. I don't hear any rod knocks or any top end type of noises as far as being excessive. So that looks pretty good. I've already got a nice picture of the stamp. I'll see if I can decode that for you later on. I will decode it later on with the report. Front frame rails look pretty good. You can see where the bushings here are just slightly worn. Engine's still, I can feel and I can hear the misfire. Pulleys look pretty good, nice and straight. And let's go here, look at this front area here, looks pretty good. Okay, dryer, and then got some kind of cool little bottle going on there. Here's a video of the steering rack here, looking pretty good. I've already checked the brake fluid, that was in good condition. That's kind of good to see. I don't see any leaks here from on top, but I still need to check it from underneath. But that's the engine bay area. One thing I did notice too is when I lifted up the hood, it seems like the right side is just a little bit on the weak side as far as when it comes to the springs. But as you can see, it's still supporting the weight of the hood. At some point that might give. I forgot to mention also when I was doing the walk around that when I tried the keys, it did not work on the driver's door nor on the rear hatch area, but it did work on the right side. Looking here at the interior. Okay, and I got the stamp already. I didn't see any of these lights illuminate for the temperature gauge, and then for the fuel, I didn't see any fluctuation as well. I did check the headlights; they are working up front. I still need to check the rest. Let's see here. I tried the windshield wipers; those did not work. Horn does not work. The parking brake, I've tested that already. I mean, it works, but it's not 100%. I mean, it still holds the car, but it still can need a little bit of attention. I mentioned that the radio I couldn't verify. Glove box I couldn't get open. I put the key in there and nothing. And then here is where we'd have some climate control controls, but they're not there. None of the windows work. Well, driver's side works. Rear one. Oh, I'm sorry. Driver's side and the rear windows do not work. The only one that I could verify was the passenger side. We can see that the dome light's missing, but the headliner looks pretty good, and sun visors are in good shape as well. All right. Let's see here. What else? I think that's it for the engine area. Let me take a quick look at the exhaust. Don't see any smoke coming out, so it's pretty good. Kind of windy, so you're gonna get a lot of background noise, and there just some condensation. All right, so this is the road test here. From what Paul tells me, this is a 3-speed. We're starting off in low, second, and third gear. The shifting was seamless, so let's kind of let that thing go. I did notice when I step on the brakes though, the pedal does go to the floor a little bit, and it does go to the right, so be mindful of that. Again, a little bit of a misfire, but once it gets going, it seems to run pretty well. So we got the odometer, or speedometer does not work, and then I don't know if the odometer is not working either. So we have those to be mindful as well. And I'll just continue to drive for another 2 miles or so, but I'll just go ahead and shut down the video now.